Hi, Lana. It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for coming in today. I know there's some concerns you want to talk about.
I've lived with ulcerative colitis for many years, and I've tried a lot of different things, and some have worked initially, but then over time in life and stress, it stops working. And so I'm constantly searching for something to improve my lifestyle.
Okay. Ulcerative colitis, when were you diagnosed?
I think it was in my late 20s.
And how were you diagnosed?
So since I was a teenager, I've had stomach issues. So I would think, oh, maybe it's nerves, high school, college, life. And then they just got worse and worse, and I was having a lot of bloating and diarrhea and gas and just a lot of cramps. And so finally I decided, okay, I need to see someone about this. So I did go to see a gastroenterologist, and he did an exam, and then he said, we need to do a colonoscopy. So I did that, and that's where he concluded that that was what I had.
So that was over 10 years ago you had
More
that
like
diagnosis. More like 20 years ago
20 years
you had
ago,
that
yeah.
diagnosis. And since then, have you seen any other gastrointestinal specialists?
I've seen a few. Just different opinions. I wanted to see maybe the first guy got it wrong, maybe there's a new pill. I think I tried every medication, and honestly, it didn't seem like it was working.
Have you ever done a food diary?
I did in the past.
You
yeah.
have in the past, and have you figured out some of your triggers?
I know I can't eat dairy. That's a big no-no. Spicy foods will immediately trigger it. Too many sweets at once, like if I just indulge in cake and cookies. Other than that, it's touch and go.
It's touch and go. It sounds like what's happening, and a lot of us have issues with our gut biome. Have you heard about the universe of bacteria that live in your gut?
Yes, yes.
So the gut biome controls everything in our lives, not just our digestive system. But what's interesting about them is that sometimes they don't react within 4 to 6 hours to food. They'll react 2 to 3 days later. And so sometimes when you're keeping a food diary, it's like impossible, right? To go, well, I had coffee today and I was fine, but a week ago I wasn't fine with coffee. Does that happen to you?
All the time.
Right.
Because I try and think, what did I just eat? And it could be as bland as oatmeal. But sometimes I'll feel great. Like we'll go out, we'll have a nice meal, we'll come home, and then hours later I'm sick, and I just don't know, was it unclean at the restaurant, or was it something that's harming me?
It's really, really, really hard to know. And for a lot of people who are struggling with this, they have mixed symptoms. I think I might be able to help you with this. Okay. I'd also love to have you explore the idea of what's called the FODMAP diet. Basically, it's the food that nourishes the bacteria in our biome, and it makes them quiet and calm. The FODMAP diet is highly, highly restrictive, and there are forums where you can try it for 2 weeks to see if you have any relief. Have you ever tried probiotics?
Yes, I actually take them in the morning.
What are you finding with those?
Touch and go. Sometimes it works, and sometimes like I take double the dose because I think, well, maybe more is better. It just depends on the day. I feel like stress, when there's like excessive stress, it does something, and all of a sudden I don't feel good.
You're right, because a lot of times we have these receptors in our colon, and they do react to stress. So you're under a lot of stress. You're a stay-at-home mom. You have an 11 and 15-year-old. And stress absolutely can cause GI symptoms. We have all these receptors in our colon that react. Some people, they have receptors that make their blood pressure go up, and some of us have receptors that make us have GI or gastrointestinal symptoms.
So I do eat everything. I try not to, I stay away from the spicy, as much dairy as I can. A lot of times, if I'm already not feeling well and I have things that are very fibrous, it almost works against me.
You're absolutely right. For so many people who have issues with their colon, there are some foods that trigger a response. Things like fresh fruits and vegetables, and popcorn, nuts will do the same thing. So a lot of people who have these kind of symptoms, they're on very restrictive diets. It's basically rice, carrots, baked chicken, maybe a little zucchini once in a while. I would say in your situation, try the FODMAP diet. Keep a food diary and consider increasing oatmeal and any high fiber foods that don't cause a reaction. Well, I really thank you for coming in today. I hope this helps.
I hope so.
Thanks, Lana.
Thank you very much.
Well, good luck.